You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hey there, welcome to episode 185 of the Soul Forge podcast.
Welcome to the Soul Forge, a place of silent mystery, quiet contemplation, and outright mayhem. Join your host, Sean Vanderloo, as he guides you through the adventures of living. Together, we'll talk about life and love, sex and dating, joy and heartache, memories and loss, and so much more. Don't worry, it's not nearly as pretentious as it sounds. Get ready for life, the universe, and everything on the Soul Forge.
Hey gang, welcome back to 2021, the second episode of the year. We could say it's season 4, but it's not. It's just another episode, and we're going to bring it to you now because it's Thursday, and you love listening when I release these episodes Thursday morning. So this week, we're just going to have kind of a general chit-chat with Brother Robin all about his life, because it's never short of adventure and excitement, and we haven't prepared any questions in advance. We don't know what we're going to talk about, but he's got some recent developments, so we're going to bring those to you and see what kind of life lessons we can parse out of all of this stuff. He and I just recorded episode 320 of the Rusted Robot podcast, so we're exhausted from our pop culture showdown, but we're here to bring you another exciting episode. This time it's Soul Forge. As I mentioned on Rusted Robot, his microphone is scratching against his beard, so there might be some weird sounds. Ignore it. It's fine, because the content that we bring you here on Soulforge is absolutely freaking amazing. Just as a bit of warning, I don't know, there may be swears, there may not be, so be warned. Anyway, brother, how the hell are you?
Oh, I am just ducky. How are you, brother?
I'm okay. I'm surviving.
That's all anyone can ask for in these hard times.
Yes, that is correct.
You get a double dose of Rubino heat on the podcasts this week, so I hope everybody enjoys.
I hope so too, because if they don't like you as a co-host, well, then they're going to have to suffer through 2 episodes of you.
Oh my God!
But as I've been asking since you were born in 1986, how could somebody not like you?
Right?
That doesn't make any sense.
I am such a likable person.
Right?
Yeah.
You're cuddly, you're friendly, you're very approachable, all the good things.
Hilarious.
If there's one thing you are known for, it's your hilarity.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. So tell us a joke to get us going so we can prove your hilarity to the audience.
Oh my God. You're putting me on the spot. I don't necessarily have anything right off the top of my head, but...
Okay, well, I'll give you a joke then.
Okay, you give me a joke.
How many flies does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many flies?
Only 2, but nobody knows how they got in there. Oh boy, that's one of my that's one of my favorites.
That's a zinger.
Nobody ever laughs as much as I would like them to, but anyways,
add in a laugh track.
I do. I actually on my desktop on the computer screen, I've got the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer for the second movie.
Okay.
And in that trailer, what's his name? What's
Drax.
the guy? Drax. He laughs. So I will have inserted that now.
Okay.
Or
excellent.
previously to now, or whenever. Sometime throughout this conversation. Yes.
Wonderful.
Okay. So, how long have you been back home? End of September? Early August?
It was end of August.
End of August. Okay.
So beginning of September, we'll say.
Okay. So we're, as we're recording this, it's January 9th.
Yep.
And so that is just over 4 months that you've been back home.
Mm-hmm.
Did you miss Timmins?
Not Timmins itself.
No, just living with your brother.
Yeah, we had good times.
We did.
We didn't do anything, but we had good times.
That's correct. I can't argue with that there. So for historical context, as we did in Rusted Robot, we're just going to bash Trump for a few minutes.
Okay, yeah.
What did you what did you think of him being banned from Twitter after inciting the riot on Capitol building?
Well, I gotta say, as tragic as that was, and as historic of a moment that was, I kind of find the whole thing hilarious.
Hilarious.
Not the fact that there was violence, and not the fact that there was people that got killed and stuff like that. I find that not funny, but the overall situation, I think, I have to laugh at because it's just so absurd.
It is, because you wouldn't, if you made it up and put it in a movie, nobody would believe that would happen. So reality is less realistic than fiction sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. It's been an odd time. But to be fair, they never really let
poor
President
Rudolph
Trump
join in any reindeer games.
That too. Once Trump became president, it has been just a complete sabotage of his presidency from the start. Now, granted, he's not the most well-spoken or elegant or nicest chap out there, but you can tell when he does a speech, like his apology that he released yesterday about, or 2 days ago, whatever it was, about the attacks. You can tell that was all written for him.
Oh, yes.
And he read it and he didn't go off script, right? Mm-hmm. So you definitely know when he's just talking out his ass compared to whatever. The whole thing's a mess. I don't know. It's just odd. It's just an odd time.
I was surprised.
I feel like we're hanging out in limbo.
Yes. We're all holding our collective breath to see what the next craziness is going to be.
Yeah.
Were you surprised that they didn't burn the Capitol building down? They just vandalized it and threw papers around?
I don't know. I keep seeing different things and hearing different things, and the guy with the horns and the tattoos and the fur.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know if there's any truth to this. I'm not confirming nor denying, but apparently that guy's an actor.
Oh, yeah?
And let's just stir the pot, play devil's advocate for a second.
Let's do that.
What if some of these people, not all of them granted, but let's say a good 3/4 of those people were paid to storm the Capitol building and make a mockery of this whole thing? Because you got to remember, not even 6 months ago, the Black Lives Matter movement, all of that, and there was this full armored SWAT teams on the steps waiting to shoot anybody that even came close.
Right, and that's what Biden was talking about, the difference between the white supremacist terrorist, homegrown terrorist people and the Black Lives Matter protesting. If it was the black people doing this, there would have been all kinds of police presence. And
it would have been a massacre.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
But because they're a bunch of white guys, it's fine.
All the pro-Trump white guys. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what the actual truth of this whole situation is, but it seems fishy to me. It just seems, I feel like there's a lot more to the story, but of course they won't tell us what it is, right? So
Of course. Now, for this week's unpopular opinion, I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Would you say Trump is one of the great men of history? And by that, what I mean is, there's a theory. I can't remember who first talked about it or too much about it, but it goes along the lines of the great men of history, such as Hitler and people like that. Not great as in, that guy's awesome. Great as in they've caused sweeping changes to history. Do you think Trump is that, or is he just going to be a footnote?
No, I definitely think he would fit that bill. But I've also always been saying, too, see, you're right. He's not a politician. He's a businessman.
He's a child.
He is a child, but he's a business child, I guess. Okay, so he's a businessman child. Mm-hmm. And he was trying to run the United States like a business.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if that did them any favors, but if you look at his political agendas, not all of it was bad. I don't think the entire 4-year term is all negative. I think there was some positives throughout it. But overall, I think you would have to put him in that category of the great, in quotation, troublemakers of our time.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. And it would be a fascinating alternate history to see what life would have been like had COVID not appeared a year ago. What would the actual outcome of events have been instead?
Right. I think you're onto something.
I think we need an alternate reality simulation.
Yes, can we bring that up on screen right now?
Yes, as you can see in your corner, here's the alternate reality simulation, and it turns out that other than not handling the disease properly, things played out pretty much as they have.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
surprise. Now, to get away from him and go over to Canadian politics, what do you think of all these guys in the government who, during lockdown, traveled overseas for their Christmas vacations?
Well, the hypocrisy.
Yes.
You know, you have to stay home. You can't have anyone come over. You can't go anywhere.
Yes.
Everything needs to shut down except Walmart, and
Right.
you can't go anywhere. But us top government officials are allowed to go on vacation. Well, whether they're allowed, they're going to do it anyways, right? So
yes, it was.
It must be nice. It
was-
must be nice.
It was the Ontario finance minister.
Yeah.
It was some top-level CEO of a hospital who makes $650,000 a year. It was one of the top police chiefs. There was lots,
Yes, there was.
and they all got caught. Ha ha.
But see, here's the difference between the Canadians and the Americans. Now, we see what happens in America with the rioting and the looting and the protesting and the this and that and thing. Here in Canada, because we are so polite.
And perfect. Don't forget we're perfect.
Oh, we are perfect. Perfect and polite. We have these government officials going away on vacation, and do any of us stand up and march towards Parliament for, the cause? And I haven't seen any of that.
That's because it's wintertime and it's cold and nobody wants to go out and do that.
It's wintertime in the States, too.
Yeah, but they're further south and so it's warmer. They don't have snow.
It's true, but I don't think a little bit of snow should stop a bunch of angry Canadians.
That angry Canadians, what's that?
Yeah, what's that, eh?
Yeah, eh? Okay.
Sorry, officials, that you went on vacation. Like, it's a disaster. I'm hearing talks that we're going to implement potentially a curfew as they have in Quebec, and I don't know what to tell you, brother, but better batten down those hatches. We better get our bunker made up real quick here.
I've been wanting to build a bunker for the past 20 years, and nobody ever wanted to do it with me, and I never had the funds to do it. And now who's laughing? I'm laughing because I'm sitting in my imaginary bunker while the rest of you are out starving. So, actually, you probably would have built it with me if you had the money.
Absolutely.
So there's
100%.
that. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So enough of this politics crap.
Yeah, enough of that.
Let's talk about your disaster of a life.
Oh, my disaster of a life. Okay, well, on the last episode that I was on here on the Soul Forge podcast, I believe we had spoke about the job that I got. Moved back to the Sioux, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
And things were going fine, weren't they?
I would say things were going fine. Yes.
You were working hard. You were working for Leon's, moving the stuff, straining your muscles, doing labor.
Yes, correct. Chose the job that I tried to sabotage, that I didn't want, but took it anyways.
Yes.
Because I gotta put food on the table, and whatever. So
bills don't pay themselves.
That's right, they don't, unless you're a government official, which we are not. So
correct.
There it is. So a couple of weeks ago now, what's today, the 9th? Yeah, right after Christmas, right before the New Year actually hit. So that week there, last week, I went to work. I believe it was Monday morning, Tuesday morning, and then Wednesday morning. And I'm at work for, I don't know, a couple of hours. I get called to the office. So I go to the office. And with the COVID happening and with everything shutting down and extended shutdowns and this, that, and other thing, hours were being cut and hours were going to be shorter going forward for at least a couple of weeks, which, okay.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. And then I'm told that they're not renewing my contract because what was on this, I believe they set it up to it's a part-time contract that would be for 3 months.
Okay.
Now, I was told a month before this that at the end of it, we'll keep you on. You're a hard worker. You've been working good. I like your work ethic, et cetera, et cetera. Most likely, we'll be keeping you on board. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then about 3 weeks ago, they hired a new guy.
Well, that's odd.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So they hire this new guy, and then push me right out the doors and terminate my contract and say, we're not going to be bringing you back. Good luck.
But that
Good
other
luck
guy's
in your
still...
future endeavors is what I got.
Oh, and the other guy's still there.
And the other guy's still there.
So don't let the door hit you on the way out, they said.
Pretty much. So, now, I wasn't upset. I mean, I should have been upset, obviously.
Right.
But I'm trying to find the humor in the entirety of the situation where I'm starting right back where I was 2 years ago.
Yes.
2019.
You lost your job at the beginning of 2019.
Yes.
You lost your job at the end of 2020. Early 2021 is what we're in now.
Yeah.
So basically, in 2019 January, you were unemployed, and you're unemployed now again.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's the difference between the 2 years? How has your mental health changed? Did the fact that you lived with me for a year and a half help you out in any way?
I have to say yes. I have to say yes because as sucky as, getting fired is, it's not my first time. Probably won't be my last time.
That's a good positive attitude for you right there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's not like I was trying to get fired. It wasn't, anything of that nature, but I had to accept the hand that I was dealt.
Right.
So in the beginning of 2019 when I got fired and I was trying to, that happened with right after the whole Bitcoin scam, and then I lost my job, and then I got nailed for the car and lack of insurance and all that stuff. It was a bad year, right? So mentally...
you lost your job, your house, and your car.
Yeah. 2019, it killed me. It defeated me. I was done. And that's why I moved to Timmins with you to get the old mind and the mental health back on track. So after I lost my job here, I went home, I'm not depressed about it. I'm not upset about it. I am just kind of really trying to find what the universe is trying to tell me here, because
you keep ending up in the same situation.
Exact same situation.
And according to, I believe it's Buddhist philosophy, the universe will keep giving you the same lesson over and over again until you learn what you're supposed to learn.
Correct. Yes.
Also, another Buddhist piece of wisdom is everything that happens to me is the best possible thing that could ever happen to me. So there are no bad things that happen. It's just growth opportunities. Do you believe that?
I do believe that. It's just finding out what is it going to be? What is that lesson? What do I need to do here? Obviously, the job market isn't very open at this moment.
Correct. Very
little to look for work and opportunities. I'm sure there are some out there. I'm not saying it's not completely nil, but we know I do not like to work for other people.
Well, I don't know too many people who do enjoy that, but you are really adamant about not.
Yes, I'm very vocal about it too.
Okay, so what we're going to do after we play this promo for another podcast here on the ESO Network is talk a little bit more about that. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Okay.
I'm Brittany Petrino. I'm Martha Bartlett. And this is But First, Let's Talk Nerdy. Clink. Oh, how about that? That's going to be our promo. Done. Cut it, Kevin. Send it. Bam.
But first, let's talk nerdy. It's two nerd girls talking about nerdy things over a couple of drinks. What could go wrong? Part of the ESO Network.
Okay, and what do you think about that promo, brother?
Another fantastic promo, as always.
Aren't you going to go check out that podcast?
Right after I'm done recording this episode? Yes.
I knew you would be. I knew it. Okay, so here is the point in the podcast, in this episode, where you get to shill to the audience. You have a t-shirt press making thing where you can make shirts and hats and mugs and all kinds of stuff. Tell the audience about that, how that's keeping you afloat financially.
All right. Well, for the last couple of years, yes, I have been doing custom apparel through the brand I Don't Wanna Apparel, which you can find right on Facebook. Just go to type in the search bar. I Don't Wanna Apparel. It'll pop up.
I'll put that in the show notes as well, if I remember.
Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, I do custom shirts, hoodies, hats, mugs, masks, and I mean, it's been steady, but it's not enough to be paying the bills, So I am happy with the orders that I've been getting and with the constant work that I've been getting, and that makes me happy. I enjoy doing it. I like to be creative. I'm a creative person, and that type of, I find it can be stressful, sure. But they always said, do something that you love and you'll never work a day in your life, right?
Yeah, I heard that before.
I've heard that before. I still haven't found what that is. I would love to make this a full-time thing, creating custom clothing, whatever, record. I really want to start my own production suite. It's really what I want to do.
I can certainly understand that. If I could podcast full-time and get paid for it, I would do that, and I would quit my post office job in a heartbeat.
Yes. It's just, there's a lot of work to do before any of those things actually take off.
Correct.
And you just got to keep your nose to the grind, right? So,
and you know what the bad part is? We're both white guys. We are not hot redheads who have a Instagram modeling career.
No.
And 20,000 or 200,000 or 600,000 followers. So because we're not female, we do have a disadvantage.
But there's a market out there for us.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what it is, but I'm certainly digging and digging and digging to find something, right? So I'm trying to create a calendar of 12 iconic moments throughout history. So just before Christmas, just before Christmas, I want to say, my Christmas gift to everybody was me dressed up as Marilyn Monroe in the infamous, that infamous white dress.
Blowing up the skirt.
Blowing up the, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I recreated that. I thought it was hilarious. It made me, I laughed. Every time I look at the picture, I laugh some more. And doing those things, I find it hilarious. I love it. It's not the fact that I'm dressing up as a woman that makes me happy. That has nothing to do with it. It's
okay.
Because my next photo that I want to do is I want to recreate the George Costanza from Seinfeld on the couch with the white underwear,
Right. Although this is not the first time you've dressed up as a lady.
No, I did the Demi Lovato, Cool for the Summer one.
Yes, because your last name is Cool, so it was a play on that.
It was a play on that. I thought it was hilarious. One of my favorites.
It was hilarious. I've got another idea for you, actually.
Oh, good.
So for Christmas, from one of my clients or people I deliver the mail to, they gave me a gift pack of lottery cards.
Nice.
So I thought a good idea for a future photo shoot for you would be to get completely naked and then lay down on like a bed or a couch or something with your hand holding your head up, and over your crotch is the gift pack so you can't see the junk, and it's like something like, you've just won the lottery, ladies. Something like that.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
I thought that'd be something up your alley.
It certainly would be. So, I mean, those things, doing that type of stuff, it brings me joy. It brings me happiness. It's because I am doing something that I hope, in turn, gives other people a laugh. It brightens their day. Whether it's a nightmare for them later, I don't know, but at least to me, I feel like I'm contributing to helping
put a smile on people's faces.
Exactly. And I think to me that's what brings me the most happiness is putting smiles on people's faces, putting on a show, entertaining folks. It's probably why I was involved with wrestling for so long as well. That was a part of it.
So that's why you're going to rebrand yourself as Dr. Cool, because laughter is the best medicine?
Correct.
Uh-huh.
Correct. Now, you may be asking yourself, and other listeners that have tuned in before may be asking, okay, so what about the life coaching thing? Whatever happened to that? And I'm going to tell you right now.
Good. I was going to bring that up.
I figured you would. Obviously, with the job that I had at Leon's, it left very little time for me to do any sort of coaching with any clients. I haven't gotten any clients yet. I really haven't promoted that as a thing yet either. I'm going to get the ball rolling on that soon. I just, I don't know though. Like I just don't know.
How are you? How are you financially? Are you okay?
As long as I can live until Wednesday, yeah.
What happens on Wednesday?
I'm just saying. I can live comfortably until like Wednesday. If I was to die on Wednesday, I could live for the rest of my life financially perfectly comfortable.
Okay.
But
have you applied for EI and employment insurance?
I have. Yeah. I applied for EI as soon as I came home that day of being released. Mm-hmm. I am still waiting on the company to send out my record of employment.
Of course.
So I can get that going. But I think I'll be okay. I haven't been thinking negatively. It's all been positive. Trying to just keep it positive, keep going forward. Not letting this get me down.
Good. That's important.
And, it's tough, but I think I'll be okay.
Excellent. And have you been searching for jobs? Is there anything hiring during the lockdown? I don't know.
I've been looking, but there's not a lot.
I wouldn't think so.
Not a lot of options.
Could you take up driving cab again?
I'm sure I could.
But you don't want to.
But I'd have to redo getting all of my licensing for here because the license in Timmins is not universal throughout Ontario, which is ridiculous, but it is what it is. So, I don't know.
Okay, so you've applied for the EI. You're waiting for your record of employment. You're making your apparel to supplement your income.
Yeah.
You're thinking about going back and promoting the life coaching stuff.
Yeah.
What about the vending machine business that you had looked at? Because you have a vending machine. Didn't you get 2 of them now?
No, I have only got the 1.
Okay.
Yeah. There was a pop machine that I had found.
Yes.
Yeah, but I didn't go forward with that. Vending machine still needs to be repaired and all of that and fixed up. Now, obviously, I can't afford repairs with not having a job. So, I did say I wanted to get that thing rolling by March, maybe. But if I have to wait a little bit longer, I can accept that. I'm hoping to have things rolling on that.
You need a patron or an angel investor in your life.
God, do I.
That's what you need. You need somebody like a sugar daddy.
Yes, or a sugar mommy.
Whatever works.
Yeah, I think that would be better for me. But
at this point, you're probably not too picky.
You're not wrong. Just give me money, and we'll be fine.
We'll work out a deal. Yeah.
I have an idea for something else, another product. I'm not going to go into the details about that over the podcast, just because there's no actual
structure to the idea?
Structure to the idea yet. It's just an idea that I had, but I think I might be onto something. I will tell you a little bit more about that off air.
And you can
we can revisit it another episode.
Yes, the future episode for our listeners can know if your scheme was successful or not.
Correct.
Okay.
Not everything is a scheme.
Everything's a scheme.
Okay, everything's a scheme.
It's true. All right.
Tell you what, you have your listeners pay me money to not take my clothes off and take pictures, then I'll do that too.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see what happens with that. All right, so as for life lessons, you're in a better place mentally. You're not depressed. You're not freaking out.
No.
Are you moving back here to live with me because of the financial situation?
I can't say that I am at this moment.
Okay. What about other brother who actually lives in the same town as you?
I mean, if it really had to come down to it, sure. But I'm trying to remain steadfast here and keep my place that I have because the solitude is important.
It is. Yes. I can understand that. For sure. Okay, so is there anything else we need to discuss? You're pretty much back to 2019. I don't know what the proper term is, but not mentally. Mentally, you're in a better place.
Right. Mentally, I'm in a better place, but
financially, you're in the old place.
Yes. It was like when I moved back to the Sioux. It was like, oh, you thought that you could go away and come back, and succeed.
Everything would be great.
And everything would be great. No. We got a surprise for you, little Robbie.
Oh boy.
So I come back here, and life serves up its helping hand of humble pie, if you will.
Delicious.
Delicious. So it's just what we gotta figure out what I need to do here to go forward. Now, which brings me to my next point, and we had brought it up a couple hours ago when we were chatting, but I think I'm going to actually do that after the end of this session. Is I procured myself some magic mushrooms.
Oh yes, you did tell me about that.
Yes.
And you've never tried them?
Never. I've never tried them. I only really smoke weed, that's it. So, I've been having this sense, like this feeling for the last couple of months, saying, you should try magic mushrooms. It's my body telling me to try it, because apparently, when you go on these trips to the Mushroom Kingdom, it opens things up for you. And it might tell you what you need, or it might tell you what you want, or it might expand the consciousness. I don't know. So it's partly experimental for me.
Well, don't die.
But I'm not going to. I've got literally 2 grams of it, so it's not very much. It's just enough to...
Okay. And when you come back from your trip, let us know what King Koopa had to say.
Absolutely. Of course. So I'm a little nervous, not going to lie, but I'm excited to also see what happens. So,
and this is happening later today?
As far as I know, yes, it might happen in just a little while, actually. So,
well, hopefully everything goes okay, and when I release this episode on this coming Thursday, it's not a memorial episode, because that would be sad, and yes. I don't have a lot of people left to lose, but you're one of them, so how about you don't?
I don't think I'm going to go anywhere. So I think all will be fine.
Okay.
I've had plenty of people tell me what I should do, should not do, plenty of warnings. I've done my research. It's not like I'm just going in all willy-nilly here.
Never go full willy-nilly.
You never go fully willy-nilly. Yeah, you never do that.
No.
Conduct a little, research first, and before anybody. It's a lesson that I can give to everyone.
Yes. You should record yourself and your thoughts while you're on said substance, and
I certainly thought about it.
If you do, maybe I'll put that at the end of this week's episode between the 2 end credit segments, because that might be hilarious. If not, then we won't. But whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect, so I don't know if I'm going to be spending a whole lot of time on my phone.
Right.
Because I don't think that's a good idea. If I have somebody over here, then I'll have them record it.
Okay.
So I think it'll be a fun time, though.
All right. Well, when you come out of it, give me a call to make sure that you're still alive.
Oh, of course.
Because I'll be wondering. Other than that, any parting words of advice?
Any parting words of advice? Just remember, this is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
All right. So that was a fun discussion about politics and your life. I'm sure we'll do it again in a couple months or whatever. Listeners, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed the politics talk, which we normally don't do here on SoulForge, but there you have it. So anyway, take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. Share the links with all your friends. Follow the advice in the end credits. And remember, if it doesn't set your fucking soul on fire, it's not worth the burn. Thank you for listening to another episode of the SoulForge podcast. Your support is greatly appreciated, and we hope you'll tune in again next time. Remember that you can visit soulforgepodcast.com for all of our social media links. And don't forget to share the show with everyone you know. The SoulForge podcast is your best source for living your best life.
Think about it.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.